GRG support vehicle. Pete Noonan at the wheel. Here they are, look at these two. So Pete, tell us about your car, mate. What's this?
On this episode of GrassRoots Garage, we have Todd's Datsun 1600 powered by a CA18 turbo. We've been roll racing in Todd's black 1600 with the FJ.
It makes 350 horsepower off the nitrous, about 408 on the nitrous, and runs 11s.
Oh man, yeah.
It's unopened motor, but it's the third one I've had in it in 10 years.
And then we got to hear about his absolutely stunning coupe, CA18DET. Now we head out in the original, his blue sedan.
Welcome to GrassRoots Garage. Here we got Todd. Todd, thanks for your time.
Yeah, no worries, Pete. Thanks for having me, mate.
Mate, tell us about your car.
This is a 1970 Datsun 1600. I've had this car near 20 years. It's a CA18. It runs 440 injectors. It's just stock inlet and steel throttle body on it. I've put a GT ball bearing turbo on it. It's a 25, so it still runs a standard exhaust, the manifold, but it's just been extended at the back there, which you can see. It's a 2540 ball bearing turbo.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had it on, it's been on the car since when Toy Sports built it, 17 or 18 odd years ago. The motor itself is pretty well much standard. There's no head work or anything like that. It's just got a set of aerial forged pistons in it, and it's got a Chromatic 3-layer gasket in it with ARP head studs, and it runs a Microtech MT8, the old school Microtech MT8 ECU in it with the dash, and other than that, it's pretty well much rock stock standard how I left the factory. It makes 175 kilowatts at the tyres, which is still gets up in boogies, but it's not the 500 horsepower which is everyone has today. It's the car was built back in 2000. I think the conversion was done in 2001. So back then it was sort of hard to chase up parts. Like there was no eBay, and there was no you could pick up the internet and look up anything, and then boom, here it comes, and all this kind of stuff. It's back then you had to pay, like, to get a front mount intercooler made. It was $2,200, I think I paid for that with the pipe, and now you can pick them up off eBay for like $100, $150. Yeah, September I bought the car in 2000, and then January 2001 we pulled it out of the shed. It was just sprayed in acrylic in my girlfriend at the time, but now wife's shed that in the house that her and her sister were renting. But I have since then redone the engine bay, because the engine bay was flat black. It had wires going everywhere and holes everywhere.
This colour?
This colour, yeah. So it looks like that. So I've smoothed the engine bay. It had hundreds of holes in it. I had my mate Todd come up, and I think he must have filled 30 to 40 holes, maybe even more in it. And
just drop a weld in them, do you?
Just drop a weld in it. Yeah, he did drop the weld in them. Some of the holes were that big that he had to put plates back in them. But yeah, that's all he did. He went round. I cleaned them up. He welded them, and then I followed him round and grinded them off.
Nice.
And I had Greg the painter Brooks. He come in. He smoothed it all out for me. Done it all in the back shed, and he painted it in the back shed, just on the floor in my back shed. He's the one that also painted me my black car, Craig's gold car, Daniel Tims's car. I think it's Matt Pearson's car. He's done, there's quite a few that he's done over the time.
Just 2000.
Yeah.
How old were the CA18s back then?
I think they come out. I think the 90s, so maybe 10 years old or no. To buy an SR20 red top, they were about $6 or $7 grand, I think, back then. Yeah. So yeah, with a box too. I didn't have the money at the time to fully went the SR. I wish, if I had it at the time, I probably would have put the SR in it. And but then I found the FJ, and I'd never look back after that. Never look back after the FJ.
So
I've had them all.
In timelines, it went Z18, FJ. CA was the FJ replacement.
But it
was a bit of an orphan thing. It didn't last very long.
No, it was only for a few years, but it's baby RB 2025 as well, so looks wise and everything. So that's
interesting.
That's where they started.
Yeah, right.
I think they only made it for 3 or 4 years. I think I'm not 100%. I didn't get that much into the CA.
Yeah, because then the SR came along, and that sort of was.
And then it's gone. I think they had 3 different year models of that. I think they did. Just put that for a second, mate.
Yeah.
I raced it down Eastern Creek, and that was back in 2003. Just as the track first opened, there was no buildings up the top or anything. It was a private track day, and the car ran a 13.3. And back in 2002, that was pretty quick.
Yeah.
That was a pretty quick. And that's driving down there and back with a 2.2 60 footer or something, I think, too. So just trying to get the thing off the line without spinning the wheels.
2.2, so
2.2. So it was a good 12-second car back in very start of 2000s, it was a very quick little car. It still is now, but if you don't have 500, 600 horsepower, it's not the days. Back then, it was if you had 300 horsepower, your car was quick.
Definitely.
What's it going to be like in another 10 years if you don't have 1,000 horsepower is probably going to be the normal. You buy cars from factory now and they're 600-700 horsepower. It's amazing that they are.
But I think 300, you can spin the tyres in first and second.
Easy, they do. They can still get you in trouble. And so even back in the day, I didn't follow the trend of turning them into cutting the front from headlight to headlight and bottom, and then taking the bar out which pretty well much everyone in Penrith, I think, did back then. It was the cool things to do, and quite a few people have since changed their car back over, but I'd never liked that kind of look. I'd always liked the cooler behind the grille, and Toy Sports, just knocked me up a nice little one that's going to fit behind the grille, because I don't want the Mater look, which I've heard it called, the big buck teeth.
Yes,
the buck teeth Mater, the tow truck look out the front of it. But I'd liked it all nice and tidy, so I'm glad I've done that now. And Skyline calipers on it.
Okay. So these are original FRs from.
These original, they're an F90. They're only a 16. They're only actually. We'll have to try and find one on the other side. I think we'll find the one that doesn't have the buckle.
Not this one.
I think we'll find the one that doesn't have the buckle or the gutter ratch on it, which near every single one of them has.
Yeah.
I think this one looks alright.
This is the one. Alright, let's focus in on this one.
Zoom into that one.
Simmons from back in the day.
The F90s they are. They're a 16 and they've got a 3-inch dish on them as well.
Yeah.
Which is back to the genuine Simmonses when they were actually made in Australia by Australians.
Yeah. Very cool wheels, man. Interior. So are these? You're right,
mate.
I'll just
I'll move some of this
Skyline brake
seats and I'll fix this
Skyline
seat up as well.
Simmons, very cool.
But back in the day, I think I paid I paid quite a bit of money for the GTR Skyline calipers back, in 2000, because they were only 92. They were only 10-year-old sort of back then, so they weren't cheap to convert back in 2000.
I'll bet.
And the back are a Mazda RX-7 Series 6, I think they are.
Okay. It's always funny hearing the combos, of what people have got on.
Something different.
Yeah. So the caliper location is on top.
Yeah, most of them are. I've got the R31s on the black car. They're on the top two. This is everyone's. Everyone does this. Got the R31 or 90% of the Datsuns.
Yeah. Because Brembo's coming off the Evos now.
Yeah, they are.
Affordably. Do you want to run me through the hand controls and that real quick?
Yeah, there's not much to this, mate. It's just got the old, as you might as well say, the car was, as it was built in 2000, you might as well say it's more of a 90s build, is the way I see it. Like it actually was built in 2000, 2001, so it's got, I just buy the Knox carpet, because I drive the cars, this car I drove for 10 years every day, and then it sort of sat in my mum's shed since I've had the black one, because I couldn't afford to register all the cars. But now with the Club Rego, I can put the Club Rego on it and actually drive it more. But I take the dog to the vet, pick the kids up from school and everything like that, all that kind of stuff. But it just runs the 4-speed. It's a 3-speed automatic with the 4-speed. It's got the overdrive button. The steer, like standard, I think that's out of a Patrol. The switch in it. The steer, the old-fashioned wood grain. It runs the early Microtech dash. The Knox carpet that I think you used to bring up out of the Street Machine magazine. You'd see them out in the Street Machine, and they'd send it to your door. And the good old school Recaros with the fishnets. I've always loved them.
Same.
They were great in the 90s and the early 2000s. They sort of disappeared, but they're starting to make a big comeback now. So
make big money.
They're worth some. They start pulling some good coin too. And as you can see, I've got the good ones there. How they stick right out at the sides, and they're really high down the bottom as well too. So the old door trim, like everything, the Sony Explode stereo. Like I only just took the tape deck out of it 3 months ago because it packed it in. And my son got in it when I first got the car from my mother's house, because it had been in storage for about 5 or 6 years. And he what's that, Dad? Had the cassette player in the front and the 10-stacker CD player in the back. So, but hand controls work the same too. That's down for accelerator, forward to brake.
So can you just push it down again so you can see how it all...
Down, so the pedals down for the accelerator, and then forward to brake, and the pedals are still in there, so anybody else can still drive it. And the seat folds back, and the same as all the other cars. You can see why it's all chipped here when I pull the chair in, but it all folds down, the chair folds down, and then the seat, my wheelchair just stacks into the back of it there.
Rock and roll.
She's ready to rock and roll.
Perfect. Is the boot, do we bother with the boot?
It's just
the usual boot.
It's the usual boot, mate. It's just black with, maybe 2 seconds, but it's just got the, just the surge tank and the battery in the back.
Beautiful.
That's it.
Yep.
But I've got a boot in this one, which is more of a bonus. So there's
plenty of space.
Not much in the boot there, it's they're just the normal surge tanks, your pumps and your battery sort of thing. There's not, haven't had it trimmed or anything. It's, no spare tyre. There's no point in me carrying one because I can't change it. I was actually pulled over by the police one day, and then he opened up. He said, "Have you got a spare tyre?" He went over to the car. I opened it up. And he went, "Where's the spare tyre?" I said, "I don't have one." And he went, "Well, what are you going to do when you change the tyre?" I said, "Well, I can't change the tyre. So when I get someone to come and change my tyre, they bring the spare with them." He sort of looked at the ground, looked up at the sky, and off he went. Fully engineered it is as well too, this. So it's got all its engineer's papers. I had it done back in early 2002 or something, 2003. I drove around with it. I got nabbed in it, you pulled me over, mate. This is mate. Go and get it engineered. I went, all right, no worries. So that I did. I went and got it all done then.
So can you show us where the factory battery location is on these?
You can see I should have like a little bump. I think it's on this side. This side, right here.
There,
so this is where the battery, so you know your thing goes down there. A lot of people lock them out and stuff like that, but I didn't. I didn't go out, so that's where it sits, and then normally brackets down to here, so that's where the factory. In my black car, and Ben did it in my coupe too. We've smoothed it all out, but when we did this, Todd aren't panel beaters or anything like that, so we just. No, I'm happy with the way it looks.
There it is. Oh, I love it. You'd never get old of it, dude. Never get sick of it.
Nah, never, no matter how. And it's an internal gate too, because it's only a turbo in it. But it's only the 25, that's why it spools up so quick, and then all of a sudden, it runs out of length.
Sick.
It still throws you back in the seat, like, It's something that's built 20 years and it's had a rough life too, mate.
Yeah.
It does not it hasn't had an easy life over its time. Bob's falling out of it everywhere.
Love the sound, eh?
Yeah,
So good.
Never gets old, and it turns heads no matter where you go, old and young. Some people they like it, some people they don't.
Yeah. But we don't like the people who don't like it.
We don't like the people who don't like it, mate. That's it. It never gets old, you know. Nothing sounds better though than an external gate on full, on 25, 30 pound of the douche.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it's illegal, but one that dumps out to the side, not back into the, like the proper doof out of it. Yeah. Nothing beats a proper doof out of an FJ, mate.
Yeah.
But this is just, you know, it's no race car, it's not super fast, it's not anything, but it's still a quick little street car that I enjoy driving, mate.
Yeah, man.
I have to say, I enjoy driving this one the most because you don't need to have your wits about you.
Just drive it.
Just drive it, mate. And it's 4-speed, so you put it into gear and off it goes. It runs through the gears like all the other ones are fully paddles and manualised, and you know they bang and they clunk. They're so strong, but I'm not sure how they work, but they're quite noisy boxes and everything. Where this, you know, it's computer controlled, so it's,
Mate, I reckon you're the only bloke in the world chasing CA automatic boxes, you know?
That's it. It's had a few in it too over the time. Yeah, this one's out of a 300ZX, the twin turbo.
Jeez, I mean that's a strong automatic then.
And I've still gone through a few of them, and it runs off a computer. So normally they have a kick down. It's like a little button that you put normally under the seat, under the accelerator pedal. So when it hits, it kicks back. But I've moved it here, so whenever I wanted to go back here, I just press the button and stand on it, you know, go back to first and off it goes.
How good is that? That's right.
So I could be, you know, see cruising now like we're doing, you know, knock it back to say 50 Ks, sort of thing. Now that I can stand on it, knock it back.
That is sick, man.
Yeah.
Unlimited budget? What's that look like?
Oh, I think I'd just respray it. Yeah,
Just
I think
respray.
I think I'd just respray it and put some new carpet and new door trims in it and knock a bit of the gutter rash out of the wheels and maybe some new bumpers, and I think I'd just leave it at that. It's I'd put air conditioning and power steering in it actually, and a heater.
Nice.
The heater's pretty handy for lift go as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because you've got the show car, so you don't need to go like to the limit.
To
on this
limit,
one. This is a daily sort of driven car.
Daily driven car it was. I drove it every day for 10 years from say 2000 to about 2010, and then that's when I'd finished my black one, and I'd left it for, it was my show car for about a year, and then I just started driving it every day, and then I just put this one in my mum's shed for the last 6 or 7 years. I think it just sat around there for, and until the club rego come around, and then it's like, well, get it back out, and I start driving and enjoying it again, which is good. So I drive it a couple of times a year. Take the dog to the vet, and pick the kids up from school and all that kind of stuff in it. I enjoyed it. Starts and runs. It's no 500 horsepower rocket ship, but it still goes well. It's still.
But this is GrassRoots Garage. We don't just feature 500 horsepower rocket
cars.
ships. Street cars.
Street cars too.
100%. All right. So here we go. This will be very interesting. So you've got 3 1600s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If I give you an unlimited budget, I assume you're going to keep them, but what else are you going to put in the garage? Are you going to keep
LC Tirana with a 350 Chev. No, exactly, mate. I don't know why. I've always, LC with a 350 or 308 or something, you know, like under bonnet. Everything has to be under bonnet. NA, yeah. I King 400. I don't know. Have you ever seen that?
No, but I'll put some photos on here.
Put some photos up of King 400. It is the beautiful, mate. It is, yeah. And it's gone through a few hands, and it's won tops 10 some, and that's 2 years in a row.
Okay.
It's a beautiful car.
So
if you LS a Tirana, we're no longer friends, eh?
Fair enough. It's not an LS, it's a 400. So no LS. Barra instead, mate. Barra instead, mate.
No, put a 13B in.
Put a 13B, yeah. If I was going to put a Barra in something, because I like small cars with a big motor, so I like an LC Tirana with a big motor in. A Cortina, I'd love a TC, the round Cortina, so with a Barra in it, a Barra or a 351 or something like that, or the early 1970 Capri two-door, the long bonnet sort of.
Oh, yeah.
I love one of them too.
I
You know,
love
with
both
the
of
barrel.
them.
Have you?
Yeah.
Remember me TE?
Oh yeah, I remember your red one. Yeah, you bought off Chad. Yeah.
We bought a V6 Capri off a bloke from Wang for $500. He set it up to do out at Cullum, and we took it up the pine forest and jumped it and pulled both the shocks out of the shock tower and come up through it. We left it up there, we were out there the next day, someone had flipped it on its roof to take the extractors off.
Yeah.
I imagine it's still
It's probably
there.
still there. Let's go for an expedition. Yeah. That's still worth $5,000 right now. Flip it back over.
It's amazing what we did back in the day, you know, like all the cars we were talking about earlier in the 90s. And when me and my mate Fitty, we were both working in Coles, and I was the apprentice, he was the fruit and veg guy, and we were both second year apprentice, and we both went to the bank at the same time. We both got a $5,000 loan. I went and bought a Escort 1975 model gear 4-door, a dirt bike, and then blew the other 1,000. He went and bought an LC Tirana GDR for 4,000, blew the other 1,000, and he still got the Tirana now. Like $4,000 he paid for it. And we used to rally it up the dirt roads sideways, and you know, like it's. And now these days you wouldn't. No, it hardly leaves the shed. You know, like the things we've done. He slapped a 202 motor in it with a turbo and a carby on the front of it. You know, and belted that around, and yeah, just things you knew back then. You know, like it's as you said They weren't because they were cool. It was what we could afford back in the day, like the Geminis and the Escorts and all that kind of stuff. It's
Definitely. Mark, what Escort was your Sorry, what?
Mark II.
Mark II was your
Escort.
first car.
Yeah, Mark II.
Give me real quickly a couple of highlights between the Mark II and your first Datsun.
Oh, I had a first actually car. Sorry, was a Cortina, but it didn't last very long. And then I had the Escort, and I had that for probably No, I had a Gemini, sorry. So I had a Gemini, and then I had that for about 6 months, a year. And then I had then I had the Escort, and then I bought a VH Commodore 6-cylinder, and then that's when I got my Datsun, my first Datsun, and then Datsun after that, then Datsun after that, then Datsun after that, and yeah, that's what sort of had me. Because I'd been in and I'd driven a lot of cars, you know, and I just nothing handled, nothing drained. I'd rallied Escorts, I'd rallied Geminis, I'd rallied Cortina, I'd rallied, you name it, you know, but nothing seemed to hold on and go as good and take a beating too, because I was pretty rough on the gear too, you know. Like had the boy, you know, 3 in the back, 2 in the front, getting up a hill like this in 3rd gear. You know, flat out the thing, you know, bow, and just keep going, you know, get it the next day and start again. Like, it's just,
I stands that have done the same thing.
Corollas. We had a
Green
Corolla,
tin.
Toyota Corolla. We rolled the thing out at Macca's farm there, so all the water, oil out of it, you know, because we're all drinking, left it there for like 2 hours. Oh, we'll see if it starts. Rolled it back over, the thing started. And rallied it for another 3 hours. Couldn't kill it. It wouldn't die, so we covered it in petrol and lit the thing on fire. No water, no oil in it. Like, it just unbelievable.
Oh, that's wild. So that's it for this beautiful little Datsun 1600. Todd, thanks for your time.
No worries, Pete. Thanks for having me, Pete.
Legend. Appreciate it.
Sweet days.